what you been listening to lately?
Oh shit, nothing new.
Nah.
I've been doing a lot of writing and getting myself back in the lab lately.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
What you working on? I already know you got heat,
You
man.
already know. Yeah, you already know.
I already know. You should have sent me something so I can listen to something
It
real
ain't
quick
too
before you
late.
got
Hold
up.
up. It ain't. Oh, you're talking beforehand?
Oh no, we can play that now.
Uh-oh.
Turn that up.
Let's go with which one you want to hear?
You got it on Ready to Play?
YouTube?
What you got it on? Huh?
YouTube?
Oh,
Everything.
I don't know. I don't know. Pull something up. What you got?
Uh, uh,
Oh, your son the DJ anyway. Now your son do
I
the
already
beats.
know.
it
So
might
how many tracks you rapped on with him?
with me.
Yeah.
You got I heard Amir dropped me 3 beats already. I ran a couple of them already.
Don't tell me that, yo.
Yeah, I
Don't
ran a
tell
couple
me,
of
hey,
them
yo,
on the thing. I was like,
don't tell
nah,
me
he
that, Flash.
dropped me 2
Flash, don't tell me that.
I was there. It was in the moment. I was there.
Oh, man. Flash, I've been waiting for a year and a half for a beat, man.
Hey, look. Hey, my son do the Amir, you know my son too. He do the same thing to me, man. He be sliding me sometimes. Like,
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna hit you with some light ones, man. I'm gonna hit you with some light ones and then see. Wait, I'm like, what you talking about, dog?
They don't know what you
Joe.
got, Flash.
Yo, tell him what. Look, I know you from back when we used to be in the studio together. So you know what I'm saying. I already know what you on. So I'm just saying this. I relate to you because our younger kids are like they're like these grown men. They doing their thing, right?
No question.
You know how you was when you was their age and the mentality you have. So you like, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna make sure it's right. It's like, dog, you my son though, man.
I know, yeah, he's supposed to throw it your way, but they like, nah, Pops, I don't know yet. Let me hear you on this first. Let me hear you on this first. Then you know what I'm saying? We can see where we go from here.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. What's up? What we running, Amir? You gonna run one?
Heart of a Lion.
Oh, yeah.
Play Heart of a Lion.
Heart of a Lion? Yeah,
A beast.
That's what you rocking with?
Might as well.
Hold on, let me get this right here. Oh, you too. Heart of a Lion, right?
Mm-hmm. Might as well.
Sitting here watching this Dallas Knicks game.
Yeah.
First half.
Yeah. Huh?
But I saw the first half. How's Luka?
You saw it?
In the first half, yeah. How's it going?
Third quarter just starting. Dallas up 10.
Yeah. I think it's gonna stay that way. If not worse. The Knicks don't got it right now. Not today.
They hanging around though. That's the thing about it.
We'll give them that.
Dallas letting them hang around. The fourth quarter, ain't no telling anything can happen.
Man, you let them sit around till it lasts like that. That's, man, come on.
Hell yeah. That's
time
dangerous. That's dangerous.
I think they're about to kick it up in the second half.
See, the thing about New York, they scrappy. They already scrappy.
So they getting a rebound. Lose balls.
So like these dudes that's they might not have their starters, but these dudes still scrapping.
That they were.
Oh, I see Ron Artest in there.
Where?
In that video right here.
Oh, in that video, Heart of a Lion?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I was recording at his studio sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. Before we started coming out to the valley. I used to be over there at Ron joint.
Ron, he rapped too, huh?
Uh-huh.
Everybody does, it seems like.
Oh.
Every hooper raps and every rapper hoops.
I see he in the celebrity game for the Super Bowl weekend. Celebrity basketball game they got going on in Vegas.
Oh, Joe, you on stage, you rocking parties and everything, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I was doing it. I got to get back out there with it. That shit's fun as hell.
It's not. Is it playing for you?
Can y'all see it?
No, it's not playing for us.
Y'all can't see it?
It's frozen on Google Pay.
Hold on, I'm sharing the wrong one.
Clowns entertainment.
I'll run it back. I don't even get to see it. No, we're running that back. Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was watching it. Y'all wasn't even watching it.
I
was over here like chilling. I was like,
and I'm like,
I saw Joe on stage. I saw people everywhere, all that.
See me on the day-to-day, it's riches for the kids. Diamonds on, hat low, nano on the wrist. 86 a lady, acting cockier than shit. Turn into an animal equivalent to this.
Who's that? Who's that right there singing?
My guy Dino from
Dino?
Yeah, he's from out there.
So are you. I got the Louis belt. Look at all the Gucci shoes. And when I make it rain, it rains a million too.
You shot this out here? You was performing out here?
Oh, that's out in Cali. All that. That's at the Drew League right there.
All the rumors in the streets get killed at the gate. Half y'all haters can't even think straight. Yet alone know the pain of something to be great. Highs and the lows seal my face. Cash I made through moments of heartbreak. Wonder am I able to hold my own weight? Chase big papers are always in top shape. Wish that I could take it all with me when I die. If there's no dumb questions, why can't I ask why? All this paper that I
you
don't
rocking it though.
Slow motion when it rained from the
I
sky.
do.
Made a lot of money, but
Yeah.
still the same guy with the same ambition and hunger. I can't lie. Love and respect, money just can't buy. And I live for the moment. See the fire in my eyes.
And then dunk on the motherfucker. What? Yeah, that party looked lit right there. Whatever y'all was at right there.
That was down in Orange County, I think.
You still mess with Gemini?
Huh?
You still mess with Gemini?
Yeah, it's been a minute though, but yeah, now we still top it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still chop it up every once in a while. It's been a minute though now.
Yeah. Now I heard
But
Gemini was like, he got nominated for a Grammy and all that.
Oh, word?
Yeah, on like the Middle Eastern type music.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got nominated, bro. Crazy.
Oh, that's dope.
His price went up though.
Man, you already know that joint triple. You already know that joint triple.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. No, man. Well, yeah, man. Hey, look, this, I know we just kicking it right now because it's all like family. I got Joe Smith and Amir Smith. My mind is gone right now. because it's full circle. For me, this is life full circle coming back around. You get what I'm saying?
Word.
So it's it means a lot to like what we're trying to do, and it's just a big momentum, boost to have you in here, man. So, man,
Man, we
let's go,
appreciate
man.
it.
Amir Smith and Joe Smith. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
We
Let's
appreciate
go.
it.
Come on, man. Joe,
What it do?
I wanna start off, man. I just, dog, you went number one. You went number one, dog. So we gotta first just intro with that, man. Like,
I appreciate
tell
it.
everybody, like that you don't really gotta remind them too much. They know who you are, but like just just from front, just give a quick intro of you and your basketball career and how you got to number one
All
draft
right,
pick.
what it do, y'all? It's your boy Joe Smith. University of Maryland. I went to University of Maryland 2 years out of University of Maryland, College Player of the Year. Led me to being the number one pick in 1995 by the Golden State Warriors. My journey was a little bit different than everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wasn't that top high schooler coming out, that phenom, high school phenom coming out of high school. So my journey was a little bit different. When I got to University of Maryland, we was one of those teams that was projected last in the ACC. We ain't had no size. We were young. And, people thought that, we didn't have enough talent to compete in the ACC at the time. So, we always had our back against the wall, from the beginning. And, my freshman year, we went down to Media Day down in Charlotte. And, we down there talking to all the media, we meeting all the players from all the different teams and, all these different seniors from Duke, Carolina, Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, Virginia. We got all these different teams in the ACC that's supposed to be the top guns of the ACC. So they down there talking smack. You know what I'm saying? Media talking smack, talking about we're gonna be last in the ACC. So when we went back to Maryland, we went straight to work. Went straight to work. That off-season workout, man, we went straight to work, man. No days off. Nobody getting tired. Everybody pushing each other. You know what I'm saying? And in that brotherhood, we created a brotherhood that was like no other. We were all young. We were starting 2 freshmen, myself and Keith Booth, and 3 sophomores that year. Extree Hip, Johnny Rose, and Dwayne Simpkins. So we was young as hell. So we created a brotherhood, and you know what I'm saying? And we took that to the court, and from day one, we was off and running. We was off and running. We didn't care who was out there on the floor. We didn't care who was competing against. We was off and running. We ain't had no fear of nobody, man. And we just took that throughout the ACC and end up like I think 3rd or 4th in the ACC my freshman year. So we went from there to my sophomore year to end up winning the ACC at that time. We lost the tournament, but we won the regular season. And it was just a hell of a turnaround for the program. The program had just got off probation like 2 years before I got there. So, they couldn't go to no NCAA tournaments. They couldn't do anything. They was all on probation. So when I
What
got
happened?
there,
What
it
was
was a situation with the coach before my coach. Bob Wade was there, and there was some recruiting violations that he had before Gary Williams got there.
recruiting
So,
violations?
Hey,
yeah.
but
I don't know exactly what it was because it was before, a few years before me. So I was
yeah,
still in high school at that time. But I mean, it was we were just they couldn't go to any NCAA tournaments at that time. So the first year they got off probation, they didn't make the tournament. The second year off probation, which was my freshman year, we ended up making it to the Sweet 16. You know what I'm saying? After projected being last in the ACC at the start of the year, we ended up, pushing our way, winning enough games and making it to the Sweet 16 and end up losing to Michigan in the Sweet 16. My sophomore year, same thing. We came back with a little more respect than what we had my freshman year, but we still had a lot to prove. And, you know what I'm saying? So we went back to work. I know during that off season, I went to work hard because I knew that if anything was going to happen, it was going to kind of fall on my back. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go to work, get myself ready for that ACC push again, and went back to work. And next thing you know, the second year was even better than the first year. So after that, the draft was coming up. You know what I'm saying? You start hearing your name all different places. You
Already
start hearing
know
all
now.
different positions, and you know what I'm saying? He's top 5, he's number 1, he's number 2, and you know what I'm saying? At that point, at that time, you know, they tell you if you figure you're going to be a top 3 pick, then you might as well go ahead on and roll out. So I talked to Coach Williams about it, talked to my mom about it, and you know, they showed full support and backed me all the way, and ended up being the number 1 pick at the end of the day. So I put in a lot of work for it, man. It wasn't nothing that, I didn't have that clout coming out that everybody else had, being drafted number 1, but I had to put in that work.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And that's a good story for people to hear, because
Right.
some people think that just because you got the notoriety and you know, people are noticing you earlier, so all type of politics to this stuff too.
Oh yeah, no
So
question.
you might know the right person and the people are pushing you, but that don't mean that that's the right talent. That's the best talent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then for you to have to work for what you got, and then end up proving yourself. And the first year went good in college, second year went even better. Then I know it was like, man, that's what all the work is for, you know.
Yeah.
So that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Amir,
Yeah.
man, can you introduce yourself? Because this guy is I had the pleasure of coaching him in slam ball, and you know, that was my first pick for slam ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No
So it was
question.
like, yeah, no question at all. It was
No.
like, oh, Amir, you know, like that, because he can play all type of positions, you know, and he's
Right.
and you know, and he's creative, and so I could say so many things, and I'll take up too much time. I want you to introduce yourself. Go ahead, it's on you.
What's going on? Amir Smith, number 24 for the Slashers. This is my dad here, Joe Smith, but I played 4 years of Division I college basketball at Rice University and at Florida Atlantic. And then I went to graduate school at Hampton University, and then I went overseas for 3 years in Europe. And then by the grace of God, slam ball found me, and now, as you said, this is coming full circle. So we here.
I would like to know a little bit more about at Rice University. How did everything go, and what was your recruiting process also? Like, how did you get to Rice?
So for me, I also had a little different route. I didn't make any teams when I was in middle school and school wise. I didn't make the team my freshman year. Sophomore year of high school, I barely made the team. I was fighting for that last spot. And then in junior year, I was still living in Dallas. And then I was getting there. You know, coach was starting to mess with me a little bit. But then like a month into school, I moved from Dallas to Houston. And so new school, the coach loved me there. And then my basketball took off at that point. So 11th, 12th grade, I started to really focus on basketball. And then I'm playing AAU all around Houston. I'm putting myself out there, trying to get exposure, making my highlight tapes and getting those out there as well. And then you hear a few schools start sending you emails or letters or whatever. And then one day I remember Rice showed up. The head coach and the associate head coach showed up. And that was kind of my first recruiting moment, having coaches watch me and practice, not in the game, and talk to me. And so I got that feel that, you know, they were on a personal family level, and I was really, so I chose Rice. It was 30 minutes away, so my mom got to come and see me every week. No issue. So, you know, it was all good. And then after that year, my coach, he left and he went to VCU. And so left and I went to junior college and I did my thing out there in Missouri in the middle of nowhere for a year, and then got recruited. That after junior college, my recruitment was a lot bigger than it was leaving high school. I had a bunch more schools calling me, talking about going to visits. I had never gone on a visit when I was in high school. That was another thing. It was all schools not to me or coming to see me. And then after junior college, I went where I was going on visits, seeing different schools. And so got a bigger taste of what I wanted out of a university for basketball and for school. Got to compare and contrast a bunch of different schools and see what was really right for me. And then went to Florida Atlantic, Boca Raton, had fun there. Played 2 years over there, and then did grad school in Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
a journey.
Yeah,
man.
Gotta love it.
You put in work to. Hey, look, the work is undeniable, right?
No question.
That's man. You know, that's awesome to hear your story, and I never really heard everything about your story too. So that's really cool to know that you really had to fight for what you got, and and you're I know for me, I know you're amazing talent, man, just like your pops. So yeah,
and that's the
what
thing.
I'll do really quick. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be drinking this because it's our sponsor right now. So you'll see me sipping it in between. Don't mind me.
It's all good. No, but that's what I was about to. That's what I love about his journey, man. Is he might have bounced around and been to different places and different schools and different places overseas, but he never got discouraged, never wanted to give up, never wanted to quit, always pushed himself to get better, always pushed himself to improve. And as a dad, you love to see stuff like that from your son, man, and that's what makes me proud, just to see where he is now and see what he's continuing to do, whether it's online, social media, or whether it's in slam ball games. I just I'm admiring from a distance what he's doing.
Yeah, I know. You can see he's a star, man. I
no
really
question
enjoy hanging around Amir, man, and seeing him do his thing. So for you as a father, I know you were like, man, look at my dude.
What is he doing? What is he gonna do now?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah, what is he gonna do next? Yep. So that brings me to the question: like, how did you feel when he found slam ball? What was your thoughts on that? Like, your first reaction?
I was excited because I remember the first time around when you guys was playing. So when he told me that they was bringing it back and told me that he had a chance of playing, man, I was excited. I was like, man, I'm happy for you. I know there's something that you want to do. You're strong as a horse, so I know you love the physicality. So so I mean, yeah. So I mean, just go out there and as long as I see him having fun and enjoying himself, man, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then so for Amir, like, what was that transition for you when you decided to come to slam ball? Like, what was your thought process when you got that call to try it?
I was just thinking about it the other day, because you're always living in the moment of things, and how good or bad they could be, but you don't ever. Sometimes it's hard to look back and like think about every little piece. And I was just thinking the other day, like I remember getting that call, and obviously I'm like, yes, tell me when and where, I'll be there. But after I hung up that phone, and I'm sure a lot of other slam ball players can attest to this, it's just playing in our minds like, are we really gonna be able to do this? Like we have to do this in the whole world on TV. Like they think we can do this, but are we gonna make this happen? We don't know how to jump on in ESPN, but even with all that nervousness and doubt, I was still like, man, I got to do this. I got to give this a shot. And so that transition was smooth, fun, easy. Felt like it was meant to be. Never really looked back, I guess you could say, or thought twice. As soon as I got back from overseas, it was a transition from my season overseas to slam ball. I went home for a few weeks, straight to slam ball. Just stayed. So fortunately, I was physically ready I had just finished my season, legs still feeling good, ankles was good, didn't have that lag in between. So it was
Yeah, yeah. No, I seen when you was one of the guys that excuse me. You was one of the guys that kind of took on to it early too. You know, you got in. You was like really open minded. You was ready just to try whatever the coaches were trying to ask
right.
you guys to do, which is totally foreign. It's a whole different sport. It's like, do what? Okay, hold on. You want me to jump up and then fall? All right. Okay, whatever. So,
I
but
was
it was, yeah, he was open to do it, and he was very receptive, and then he ended up becoming one of the team leaders for us too.
Right.
And was when it was time to go, he was like, "Man, get your shit together. Let's do this thing, man." And one of the top players in the league. So,
No question.
hats off, man. I wanna ask Amir, like, what was your expectations from slam ball when you came
in terms of what?
in terms of just you saw it on TV or
Yeah.
you saw it on YouTube or whatever, and then versus you got to the court and now you're there, and now what did for me, I know I'm always thinking about, all right, how does this benefit my life? Like, how am I gonna make this work for me?
Yeah.
And so how did you see this, and what was your expectations to get out of slam ball?
Just to make it a
I know we want. First of all, I know we want to check. First of all, it got to be a check. So outside,
that time every time. But
yeah,
mostly just to make this into a part of who I am, like into a career. And like I said, I fell in love as soon as we began, and I just want to keep that going. I didn't know it was going to. It's more of like a reality show lifestyle than I thought it was going to be. I didn't know we were all going to be together as a team and just getting to really enjoy that lifestyle that you don't really get to experience otherwise. But on the court, it was, I don't know, it was really what I expected. It didn't, it lived up to expectations. The feeling was
good.
the thing I didn't really expect. Was it to feel so, like the adrenaline rush to be so high and just to have fun. Like I said before, I was a little nervous. I'm like, are we gonna be able to do this? And then you get out there and all those nerves are gone. You're like, you're that was the biggest difference. But I'm just ready for season 2, season 6.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Series 7, 2024, man.
We,
And we're narrowing down the places that we'll be at. It's a selection of 4 different locations right now. I won't be able to say which locations yet
No
until we
question.
lock it down. So I want to start the speculation, but we're gearing up,
yeah,
getting ready, and I know the guys that played the guys that played Series 6 never played before. So for us to have the series that we had from guys that learned this game in a month and a half, what 2 months,
man,
Right.
and then showcased it on ESPN Plus. That was phenomenal. So I know that the second series for them, which would be Series 7, is going to be lights out. Like they're gonna kill it.
man.
You know. So Joe, I want to ask you, man. You did high school, you did got to college and all that stuff, but I know you had we talked about you had played with Iverson and some pro-ams and Iverson before the pro-ams. So
AAU.
like AAU
Yeah.
ball. So can you talk a little bit about that?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, like I tell everybody else, the same game y'all saw in the NBA was the same game he had as a kid, yo. Like
Yeah.
it's incredible. It's incredible because I mean, obviously he was a lot smaller, but he was still attacking the basket, still had that crossover, still quick. Still shooting a lot of shots, but yeah. But I mean, I mean that's something as kids, that going back to being drafted, that's something as kids that he and I talked about all the time. Every summer when we got together for AAU, that's something we talked about all the time. And, what it'd be like if both of us, play for the same team in the NBA. What it'd be like if both of us got drafted and, stuff like that. So, I mean, he was one of those little guys that, always dreamed big and had a heart the size of a lion. You know what I'm saying? So he was one of those guys that wasn't afraid of anything. And that goes all the way back to, like I said, to when we was kids, man, playing AAU, whether we was outdoors playing against a team up in Richmond or whether we was traveling to play a national title game down in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. His game never changed, and he taught me how to offensive rebound playing alongside him. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he was gonna toss it up. If he missed, you
No
got
question.
there you
No
go.
question.
Grab
No
that,
question.
go dunk it.
So it's crazy. So when I got traded to Philly, you know what I'm saying? He was there in Philly. So that was the first thing he said when I walked in the locker room. He's like, "Here we go. We did it. We on the same
Oh,
team. Let's
man.
run." Yeah. So, it was, what I mean?
All the way around from AAU
From
to the
AAU
Pro-Am and
to
then
the,
playing in Philly together.
yep. And we had one of the biggest high school games against each other too. Like in the regionals, my high school
Mhm.
against his high school back then. They ended up beating us by 2, but it was like standing room only, jam packed. Man, it was like one of the
Wow.
best high school games in Virginia at the time. So we got a lot of history together.
Wow, that's crazy. Hey, that's crazy. That's a crazy story to go all that long, and then you
Right.
guys both ended up like so high in the NBA together, but have that connection together. That's
Right.
amazing. Y'all should get together and do something with that, man. Y'all should tell that story because
No
that's
question.
a
I agree.
phenomenal story. Hey,
Appreciate it.
plug Mason. If you're watching this, plug that. Look, because MSM that they did the Iverson, they did the Iverson doc. So Mike
Oh,
Tolan,
okay.
Mason, if you're watching, Joe right here, get
No
Iverson
question.
with him. That's a dope story right there. There you
My
go.
man.
Yeah, plug
Yes.
that in.
Lock it in.
Yes, sir. Lock that in, man. So Amir, what was your reaction, like knowing that your dad did all this stuff, like and finding out how much he did? What was your reaction to that? Like, now does that put more pressure on you in order to play ball or slam ball?
Nah, it's always just been motivation, but
Yeah.
never pressure. Uh, growing up, you you look up to those above. You look up to your parents. You look up to the people that you see,
Mm.
and so looking up to my dad and my mom, who were both great individuals and excelled at what they did and what they do, it's just your goals and the things that you pursue are just they seem way out of reach, but patient is gonna push you, and you get to where you get, but you don't stop going. So it's been a lot of motivation throughout the years, and like he said earlier, just never giving up. Just can, by the grace of God, continue to elevate. So it's been a gift.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't see you as a person that be like, oh, I got to do this now. That you're not one of them type of people. You
Nah.
already forward thinking. So you're like, all right, if you did this, come on, man, I'm about to watch what I do next. Watch what I do next. You one of them. You know. Um. So like, hey, Joe, I want to ask you too. So slam ball has like this stigma of not being basketball, but for me, I've been trying my best to put this
Right.
thing out, the narrative out there. It's like, because it's not basketball. We do use the basketball like a
Mm.
round basketball, and we use the basketball goal, right?
Right.
But the game is totally different. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
they tell you that, they tell you that in the beginning.
Right.
It's football, basketball, and they tell you all the different sports that's combined into it. So for somebody, to just tune in thinking it's going to be just a regular basketball game, or you just going to get some guys going up and down and, taking 3-point shots and all game long, and, you ain't going to be able to see no athleticism out there on the floor. That's not what you're going to get. And like I say, it says that in the beginning. From the introductions, it says that. So I
That
love the excitement with it. I love, the physicality with it. I love the tramp, the dunks, the defense, especially the blocks. You know what I'm saying? I love
Yeah.
when somebody, get a good block, because, everybody, the offense has the advantage. You know what I'm saying? So when you come up with able to get a good block, that's something I love to see as well. So, I mean, I love the excitement of it all. And I think people should just tune in, appreciate what you guys are doing out there on that tramp court, and just love what you guys are bringing to the table.
Yeah, yeah. And Amir, so this would be a good time for you to speak on the things that you're working on for Series 7. Like what type of things that you want to bring to the table, because now, when we played a long time ago, it was like we reached to a barrier of what this thing could do, right? And now
Mhm.
you got new people with new minds and innovative young people that's ready to take this thing on and take it to the next level. So you can let everybody know, like, what's next.
it's it's going to evolve. We just scratched the surface of really understanding the game and what we're capable of. I think playoffs is what really brought that out of us. When it's win or go home, so we a lot of things changed in playoffs. The physicality, the aggressiveness, the motivation, all of that was different in playoffs. But for a lot of people, that was the time, that was their last game. So after our last game, we went home like, man, we just evolved. We just learned a new way, and we just really realized what we were supposed to do on that slam ball court, but we had to stop. So it's just building up in us while we're home, and we just can't wait to get to the tramps again and let that all out. And so, obviously, we had almost no experience on a slam ball court before this season. So we went from no experience to learning the game. Now we take what we learned, and then we learn how to use that to become champions and how to win and how to outsmart our opponents and stuff like that. So it's a lot more teamwork that'll be coming into play now, rather than just learning how to play the game ourselves. It'll be a lot more physicality now that we know when and where we're allowed to hit, and use that as an advantage to win the game and stuff like that. So it's going to be what you saw on drugs next. Good man.
No, seriously,
I mean, I
it
think
takes
just
it.
that 1 year experience and coming back for another year, I think that right there is going to help everybody's development out there on the trampoline, out there on the court, as far as getting around the court, even better than what they was doing before last year. Getting up and down on the tramps, even better than what they was doing before last year. So just that experience, I think, is going to help out a lot.
hmm And Joe, I want to ask you, like, because I know you've been watching, because your son is out there too. But for the next series, the guys is coming back. What can you
Yes,
say
sir.
to them that you would want to see, like, from just a sports mind? Like, what do you want to see from these guys next? What's the elevation?
Um, guess a little smarter play.
Hmm.
Just right now I think a lot of it is about the athleticism, and I
hmm
think the teams that I can't remember the team. What was the team that was undefeated for a while?
The mob.
The Mob.
Mm-hmm.
I think they played a lot smarter at times
Mm-hmm.
than other teams, and that gave them an advantage. So
Mm-hmm.
like I say, from that experience, people are going to gain be a little smarter coming back, and their sets and whatever however you guys run your sets and offensive and defensive is going to be that smartness is going to show on both ends of the floor, and I think that's what gave the Mob an advantage this year. They was a little bit smarter out there, and they played like that chemistry showed a little bit better than than everybody else at certain times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, that's spot on. That's spot on. And I'll go to some questions that we had for from social media, and I want to ask Amir about that. So one of them was like this guy named Bryant Atkinson, right? He said he want more competitive balance and more experience for the players before the season.
He wants more competitive balance and more experience from the players. I mean, personally,
More competitive balance and more experience for the players before the season.
the hardest thing is, we don't have. It's hard to practice during the off season, but obviously we stay in shape and keeping our bodies right. But it's. I think we should just, like me and you talked about. I think we should have a scenario or a time where we can bring people to come try out the game and try out the sport and go against us, or just learn and see how difficult it really is. One, jump on the trampolines by themselves, let alone run with, up and down the court for hours and hours, competing while also using your mentality to outsmart somebody. So it's a lot harder than it looks, and it's a lot more that goes into it in order to just do one little jump from here to there and dunk the ball on somebody else. So, like I said, we need to do a thing. Slam ball versus Joe's, call it what you want, but we need to have where people out and see what it really takes. So then, they'll go back home and then they'll tune in and they'll be like, man, I can't believe. Because, it's even on basketball, I think it's the fact that kids, they grow up, they try to dunk every day in the driveway. Watch TV and they see someone actually do it. That's why they're like, man, that's crazy. He's doing, I'm trying. I can't do that. But they don't know how hard it really is to do the things that we do.
Right.
Because they've never tried before, So they're like, that looks easy. They have a trampoline that pushes them 50 feet in the air. How could they not do it?
And I'm gonna play this because Amir, you went down to a trampoline park and they have these different like kind of slam ball courts. It's not a full slam ball court, but it's something similar where people can kind of get used to what it is. And even that, like not even a real slam ball court, is totally different than what people would think. So Amir went down to play a game with them just to get interact with them.
Right.
And he got some really good feedback. So I want to play this, and then Amir, you can let us know how the reaction was from these people.
That's a little 2-4-on-2-4 crime, though. You know what I mean?
Physical or the mental aspect?
Physical. Physically, it's a lot more demanding. A lot more banging around down their paws.
Overall, what was your favorite part?
Oh man, I almost caught that body. I was excited. Just competing against these guys. It's tough. You're a dog, man. I was happy to just throw you the ball and fucking let you go to work.
So that was
all right. So that was the first game of real slam ball.
Yeah.
During the game, that was one of my teammates right there, and it was a 3v3v3v3. It was like 4 teams of 3 playing against each other, and so I was the only professional slam ball player there. So when I'm on the court, me and my team, I'm getting double teamed, I'm getting triple teamed. They're not letting me get the ball. So my teammates, they don't even want to score. They're just still trying to feed me the ball. And they see everyone is on me, and so I had to push them. I'm like, yo, y'all got to score. Y'all got this. And so eventually over time, we played 3-4 games. They started to figure it out. And that guy right there, he said, his most fun part was just almost making that dunk. So that just tells you how much adrenaline.
Almost.
No, that's what he said. And so that just tells you, how much fun the game is. He almost made the dunk. So imagine if you probably still
if he made it. If he made it, he going home to his girl can't say nothing. She need to make him a sandwich and everything. You don't even know. I just dunked on people today. He went home man, you know what? I almost dunked on everybody. That was the best time of my life.
Like I was right there.
Right? I was so close.
How was it?
It was good. It was a lot of fun.
You do it again?
Oh yeah, but like I need more cardio. I need more something.
Yeah, it's a lot of training that goes into it.
Tired. Yeah, super tired. Honestly, like especially on this, I was like running in sand. That's what it reminded me of.
Bro,
Like it's hard to move.
so imagine doing that and then jumping into the trampoline and taking off 20 feet in the air.
And then running your big ass body. Like,
Bro, when
shit.
you come play real slam ball, it's a lot of people 6'5", 225. You know, you got to be ready for that. Would you try it though, real slam ball?
Yeah, I'll try it again. Yeah.
So he was complaining about how tiring it was, and we only played games to 11 or 12, and they were gassed, and you know, like
you wasn't out there every time.
Exactly.
You was out there every game, and he was out there one game.
Man. Tells you how much cardio is needed for the game of slam ball, but no,
Right.
True.
Had a great time. Everyone enjoyed the game.
Facts. Slam ball, they don't know. Like, man, you gotta bounce. First of all, you on a regular floor, right? And it has 6-inch springs underneath it, so it kind of push down when you walk, when you running. So it kind of messes up with your momentum a little bit, because it feel like you're running in the sand a little bit,
Right.
even when you're on the floor, you know. And then you got to jump in the springs, and those spring beds, trampolines is totally different than what they was experiencing. You got to jump around in those. It takes so much energy to do that, and strategically bounce, lower your speed, bounce higher, find the timing, and then you get out and you got to play defense, and you got to bump, and then you got to sprint back. And
that's what I was about to say. And then if you do score, you still got to get back quick, because you taking it out so quick.
Because if you don't, we had so many plays where we made a good play and we was like, drawing back, boom, they dunked it already.
So how you gotta know how high you going. You gotta know where each foot is, which direction they're pointing. You gotta know what you about to do next, which direction you about to go, and you gotta see every person on offense, on defense. You gotta know if somebody's about to accidentally come on your trampoline. You gotta be aware, and then you gotta be ready to take off as soon as you land, because you're going a fast break.
Right.
That's
you
just
doing that nonstop. we only, as coaches, we only get we get one timeout each half.
Yep.
So it's like we can't even stop the game unless it's a violation, you know. And you know, it's barely any rules, you know. So we're just going back and forth. So then I pulled Amir out. So sometimes I think one time he checked himself out. It was only one game. You remember that? It was one game he checked himself out, but I think he got hit in the chest or something like that.
Oh,
you got hit. You got hit in the chest, like hard. Somebody speared at him because he was playing. He played stopper and he played gutter.
Yeah,
and someone speared at him. But I be thinking he invincible, so I'm like,
he be
and we don't got that much time. We don't got that much time anyway. So I'm not, you know, if whatever's working is working. And he had to pull himself out. I was like, yo, he must really be hurt. And I looked over there. He was like, and then next time he came back around and he was like, and then he checked himself back in.
Breathe again real quick.
Yeah. Not much time at all.
Knocked out of him for a second.
Yeah, I went for a block, and then I'm above the rim, laying horizontal with my stomach just like Superman, just like a little something, a tile falling from the sky. And the dude who I was trying to block, he's laying on a trampoline with his knees pointed up.
I remember that.
And I'm just looking at like, please move, like it's nothing I can do right now. And I knew I was about to go right in his knees, and that's what happened. He bounced, he kept going, and I'm just laying on. I watch that video all the time. I'm just laying there, like, holding myself. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't take a deep breath to save my life. And they just kept playing. And then you see people, you see Rob, you see the trainers looking at me, and looking at the play. You see the refs looking at me. I'm like, man, they really kept.
Yeah, because it kept going. No
Yeah.
one stopped it.
It was a
So the ref was like trying to referee and then said, "You good? You good? All right, hold on. Stop the play."
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
play.
but now I think that taught you how to roll in the air. You saw the knees. As soon as you saw the knees, now what you gonna do?
You just got.
Tuck. Exactly.
I don't.
Oh man.
Joe, let me know. Do you have one of the like best plays that you seen from Amir that you remember from Series 6?
You got to throw your arms and do your feet.
Or is it
As soon as
like
you get
a
up in the
montage
air
in
and
your
you're
head
looking
of
at the
like a
rim
bunch
face
of
to
him
face, it's not
coming
normal.
down?
It's
I
not
can't.
normal at
So
all.
Yeah.
you go quick
All
off the tramp. You go quick
that
and
go
just.
right out the window.
So
That's
you know,
what
a lot of. Go ahead.
That's what I mean. I saw him figure that out because the first few games he was trying to go high
Yeah.
instead of attacking the basket. And I think I
Mm-hmm.
might have even mentioned it to him. You got to attack the basket. You can't go high. You got to go at the
Mm-hmm.
basket. And just to see him, almost perfected. After a while, he got there so quick, and it wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
about the height no more. He was just going straight at that basket, and
Mm-hmm.
just to see him develop that,
That's
that just showed me that he's willing to learn, and he's still trying to get better at that game. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a big improvement that I seen with him. But I mean, as far as highlights, man, I have like maybe 4 or 5 different blocks that I remember him having. Um, about 5 or 6 of the one-on-ones,
Yeah,
coming
them
down on the
face-offs.
one-on-one. Oh my God, yeah, the face-offs. So,
He
yeah, I have,
he had
I have,
one. Amir, can you walk us through this one face-off you had? Well, first of all, you tell me your best face-off.
dang my best face. I mean, it has nothing to do with the dunk, but it's when I was running and jumping in the trampoline, I got hit illegally, and so that led into the face-off. But he was flexing on the camera big time, like yeah. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, I mean, we're allowed to hit, so good job, I guess. But you did it illegally, so what's? I don't understand what this is for. But we got a face-off now, so cool. And then I just went. It was easy face-off, easy complete, and then I'm looking at the camera like, yeah, I don't understand. But that's my
Was
no.
that the one when you pointed at the camera?
Yeah, that's the one. I didn't want to say I did all that, but
Oh,
that's
I'm gonna say it. And so
Is
this is when you
that-
this is when you played against the mob, right? So that was Cam Horton. That was Cam Horton, yeah, because the mob played is tough. Like mob is
saying
hats off to them. They play tough, man, and they got their thing together, And we was we had a lot of kinks to work out, and I took that responsibility, knowing that I was not as prepared as some of the other coaches because I came in not knowing I was going to coach. So while they already had their system going, I had to start. Once I got my team, I had to start thinking of the system, But the mob was one of the teams that played it so tough, and Amir always used to play them very physical. So I know this
yeah,
play, and when he gets off the hardwood going into the springs, they always try to get him before he get in there,
right.
right? Especially if he's going fast, and he just don't let up once he gets near the spring. So they when he got up in there, he like, I don't care. And they couldn't pull back. It was already
Already,
train.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a collision. So,
oh my god.
but Amir gets up, like, he like does something, like he like wipes that off, so he brushes
Yeah.
that thing off real quick, gets up, all right, okay. And
Bounce
he
back
lines
real.
up, and when somebody get real like silent and calm in the heat of battle like that, I already
Beware.
know what they on. Yeah.
Beware.
What they on.
Beware.
Yeah. As soon as he got the ball, he went full speed. full speed. I've never seen him run so fast. It's time to go. And he must have he timed his balance and everything right. And when they met at the rim, he was just flood. The rim was like right here.
Yeah.
The collision was so hard, it stopped his momentum because he already dunked it and he just paused in the air. And then he went down. I was like, ooh, he wanted that. He needed that. And they said he pointed at the camera like, yeah. So I'm glad that you said that was your favorite face-off because that was my favorite face-off for you too. So,
thank you. Yeah.
So Amir is a social media influencer. His page is going crazy. He also, which people don't know, is doing a lot for Slam Ball on our social media, on our Instagram page. And he's finding different ways to engage with people, and he really has a talent and a niche for that. Like, so it's really cool that Slam Ball found that, for him and wanted to bring him on that way. And to me, it's really cool because back in the day when I played, we was like, after the season, we ain't got no jobs,
right?
And we wanted to be in, and now we're being able to create jobs for other guys and really make this into something. So, but what my question is that there's now this generation of social media influencers that are in sports, and the influence from social media helps you out in your professional sports career because you're creating your notoriety, you're bringing eyes and attention to yourself. So I want to start with Joe first and ask you, like, what would social media have done for you in your career when you were moving up in the basketball world?
It would have made a big difference for sure. Just watching how, like you say, how these young kids nowadays are able to use their social media outlets to show them training, show them practicing, show them getting shots up, show them, doing all types of different drills, and show them playing different games and stuff like that, where back in my day, if they weren't there to see you, then, they didn't know what type of talent you had. But now you can put it out there, and that's something that, obviously I would have been able to take advantage of if it was around at that time, where, putting out videos of me at the outdoor court doing stuff, or putting up videos of my high school games, or me just hanging around, doing different dunks or different stuff like that I see, Amir doing nowadays. That type of stuff draws attention, and that type of stuff, especially from basketball minds, guys with basketball minds, that type of stuff is really influential for them. And for him to be doing what he's doing with it, like I say, I sit back and wonder what he's going to do next all the time. But I love seeing him. I love seeing what he's doing with it. And go back to Slam Ball, man. I appreciate what they're doing, with their players, as far as the giving them different outlets, as far as jobs and stuff like that, to keep them involved. That's something that as players in the NBA we never got. We never get. It's nothing where something is set for you to walk right into, or something is set for you to do during the off season, where you can pull in some do some extra work or something like that. But for Slam Ball to be doing that for the players and keeping them involved in such a way is awesome as well.
Yeah, I really believe so too. And even Bryce, our one of our players, Bryce, he does like a Slam Ball Saturday on our page. He kind of takes over, and we're it's a new generation, so we kind of have to understand where we're at now with all this. So, and so Amir, what would you say is the difference now than with social media than before for athletes?
Like I don't even think he knows before.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He just grew. It's the tech world now.
Yeah,
That
that's
man is
just
24. Wow.
He jumped right into it.
Well, and let's just say this: what is the advantages that you have with social media?
Like you said, just being able to put yourself out there in ways that you can't do otherwise without it. I mean, people have. I mean, personally, I have 300 something thousand followers. That there's no way I would have that on without social media. Like, there's no way I would have 300,000 unless I played in the NBA. Of course. But just being out here and playing slam ball and spreading love to the world through basketball and doing what I do. I mean, 300,000 people aren't going to be able to see what I do every day without social media. So being able to show that to the world and inspire other people through doing what I do just by doing what I do and making videos, and being able to use that also to bring in an income and work with other brands and work with companies that there's zero chance that I'd be able to work with without social media. It's an amazing factor. What I can say is, I don't know from experience, but back in the day, you had to earn that name, by, like, you stand with the other day about how you were on TV. Like, they had to respect you. And same thing, Dad, you the number one pick. They gotta respect you, so you guys can talk to people and get these deals and stuff like that. But if that's not the case, then who are you walking into someone's office and saying, "Yo, let me work with you and help you to promote your brand"? But us being able to just use social media and our talents, no matter, and being able to use that in order to get on that same level, it's crazy experience.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I'm seeing all these guys, like, all the street ball guys, and yeah, I mean, it's even guys with no talent that just got a basketball.
Yep.
And they just make good videos, and people was like, oh, they expect them to be good at basketball, and I'm like, they're like, no, I really can't play basketball. I just have good ideas.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, everyone has their own channel, man, and it's a huge difference in today's world. So I had a question for Joe. Was damn, I really had a really good question. I was listening to Amir and I went blank for a second, but it was I'm thinking, what was that? Yo, I totally went blank on that. No, I was listening to him because I had it was a good transition from there, and I went
Got you.
blank on that. So, just a quick side note, they unveiled Kobe's statue today, right?
Yeah.
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 You guys get to see what it looked like?
I didn't get to see. I was waiting on it. I was sitting here watching the Knicks play, but I was waiting for them to show the unveiling of it. The Lakers about to play now, so I'm waiting for it to come on.
Yeah, damn. Because I was watching it. I was trying to see what's going on, but I ain't seen it. I thought it was gonna come on at 3:00, PST.
Right.
That's what they said, but I haven't seen it yet. So I want to see which pose they gonna put up.
Yeah.
Man. Which one you
I thought,
expecting?
Which one am I expecting?
Yeah.
The one when he pulled his shirt open.
Yeah. Everybody remember that?
Yeah.
When he did. Everybody.
I can't see no other one.
No, you remember the other one when he did like this?
Yeah.
Straight face.
Everybody started doing that after a while when he was like,
yeah.
Yeah. Those are
got to be one of those two.
Which one you remember, Amir?
I was thinking the same one where he ripped his jersey open, where he's pulling his jersey open.
With his jersey.
Yeah. I saw all the different options, like which one do you think it'll be? There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
I can't see them being statues.
Some of them I can't see. It was one he was like laying down or something like that.
Exactly.
It was like laying down with the ball or something like that. I was like, what? How is that gonna be a statue like that?
It's gonna be either one of those or a turnaround jumper over somebody.
Yeah, that fadeaway.
That fadeaway,
Give me that fadeaway.
yeah.
It definitely that might
So,
That
I know, right? But I wonder how Mike feel about that. Do you know, Joe?
was
How
that
does Mike feel
about,
about like how Kobe like replicated Mike's game with that fadeaway, like, and
man,
kind
I
of
don't,
made it his now?
yeah, I don't think Mike feels any kind of way. I mean, Kobe was like Mike's little brother. They spoke all the time. You know what I'm saying? They conversated all the time. So I don't think that's something that Mike has an issue with. He knows
Yeah,
they he
he know
knows
what he did.
where the game came from. Yeah, exactly. He know where the
Yeah.
game came from, and he know how many hours he spent on the phone with Kobe. You know, what I mean, throughout the years,
Oh, nice.
talking over that game. So, I mean, Kobe made it his shot, but it began with Mike.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm glad that he gave him so much game, man. That's really dope.
No
So,
question.
so my question was because we was talking about like back in the days versus nowadays thing, right? So that and we were talking about with social media, but
Mm.
what you experience is the AAU basketball, right?
Right.
And now we have the NIL, right?
Hmm.
So can you talk about what is that difference and or how would NIL have helped you? Because back then we always thought college guys should get paid and
Should
all
get
that stuff.
paid.
And then we got guys like Headache was betting on the games, and
Right.
and all this because they needed money. Like, come on,
Mm.
man, we out here balling
Exactly. We out
and
here trying
killing them,
exactly.
and we struggling.
We
And
struggling.
now they say, oh, NIL, and they made it legal to give people money as long as somebody
Right.
else gets some money, right?
Right.
So can you speak on that transition to that, or how that would have affected your career?
I mean, with the NIL, I really don't have a problem with it because that's something actually, like you said, we've been fighting for years for college athletes since that was even before my time. A few years before my time. So I don't see any issue with it. The only issue is to try to control it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, from what I'm hearing, I'm hearing, different stories from different colleges. Some can't afford as much as other colleges, as far as NIL deals. So, some way they have to find a way to balance it out a little bit better. So some schools don't have as much of an advantage over other schools. But I mean, if the NIL was around when I was in school, I might have stayed another year or two. You know what I'm saying? I might have stuck around. You know what I'm saying? To try to get me an NCAA title while I was at Maryland, but it wasn't there. You start thinking about your family. You start thinking about the struggles that you're going through at home and the struggles that mom, may or may not have, and
Yeah.
you want to do better for your family. So at the end of the day, you make the best decision for your family. But like I said, the NILs were around where I didn't have those worries. Then, I would have been able to stick around, a year or two,
Yeah.
got my degree, and then got drafted. But I'm happy that these college guys are getting paid nowadays. And like I said,
Yeah.
they just need to find a better way to balance it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And Amir, have you experienced anything with the NIL? Like, what is your experience with that? Like, because now you're in it. You're growing up with that. That's like the normal thing now. You know what I mean? So, can you speak about it from your point of view?
Mine, not too much. My thing is that I just missed it. That's the unfortunate. um, but yeah, I feel it's probably like as soon as I left college, if not maybe 2 years later, is when it became a thing. Yeah, it wasn't a thing when I was in college. It was still, they were trying to figure out what schools paid these dudes and solve those cases. And next thing you know, it's legal to pay all these college kids, and I'm just like, dang, that definitely will help. These college kids, we get, I don't know, a lot of people might not know, but depending on the school that you go to and the level, you get a check here and there, maybe once a semester from the school and for cost of living and stuff like that. But, to be able to have an NIL deal, that also would motivate you to play harder and to promote yourself and to probably even
Mm-hmm.
a student athlete and a better individual, so you could get these.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a good thing. Like I said, it just sucks I just missed it.
I feel you on that. We both we all missed it.
We all we all
Yeah,
missed it.
we all missed it. That's dope. Well, okay. So now I just want to get into sort of like some questions for Amir coming into Series 7, and kind of get your idea of where you want to be, right? So, I would ask, what is next for you in slam ball? What should people expect from you in Series 7? As far as the first question, as far as just your personal goals for Slam Ball Series 7. Did he leave? Oh, there you go.
Good. Okay. No. Yeah. To continue to elevate, take what I've learned from the past season and add to it. Especially, like I said earlier, the things that I learned in playoffs. Because it's a lot of feel like I said, most of the season was learning how to do things, but playoffs was learning how to win. And so we got to really get that feel for only a few weeks. So take that feeling to Series 7 and just add fuel to the fire. Just learn how to take that knowledge that I got from that season and coach my teammates around me and help them to understand what we need to do in order to win. Because like any other sport, just being talented isn't going to do it. But we were able to learn a lot of things from the whole Series 6. So just be a better leader, be a teacher for those around me, and then just dominate the game, be a lot more physical, take a lot more responsibility, and get a lot more wins.
So we made it to the championship game, and Amir, you can tell Pops, like, when we first got together, I told you, I said, look, we're gonna be right in the middle. We're gonna be in the middle, right? And then we're gonna end up playing who we want to play in the playoffs.
Right.
And then we're gonna see the big dog, and then it's on y'all. Then it's on y'all. Right? And
Right.
everything kind of panned out the way we discussed it. And we saw everything unfold in front of us. And then for us to get there and feel that, what changes you want to make, or what do you have to say about for Series 7 after getting to the chip, and then unfortunately not being able to take it?
It just shows that we can do it. We made it all the way, like you said, all the way to the championship. We were right there, and we just learned how to do this. And so next season, it's like I said, it's just getting better. All the losses that we took this past season, like in my mind, we didn't go undefeated, but it was kind of like an undefeated season. We won a whole bunch of games, and every loss we took was kind of like a wake-up call. Like, you weren't supposed to play like that. Like, fix that. Come on. And then we win the next game. And then we continue. And then we do some stupid stuff again, and we lose because we deserve to lose because we was just being stupid. Doing something, taking a step back. And so it was never – there weren't really any games, respect to everyone, where I've just lost and was like, man, they're better than us. Ever. Like, we won most of our games. We won a majority of our games, and then the losses, like I said, were wake-up calls. And then even teams that may have seemed better than us or may have put up a harder fight, those were other little lessons of now we know what it takes to beat. For example, the mob, you got to be a little more physical. It's not about skill, a little more physical. We're going to upgrade our tactics, next season. And it's just be a different game. So, like I said, it's the fact that we were able to make it that far says a lot for us and gives us a lot of confidence. And we just got to keep building.
What do you think are the missing pieces for the Slashers coming into Series 7?
Really, it's just a factor, and that factor is teamwork. Uh, once we, one thing I've noticed from watching a lot of series 1, 2, 3 original slam ball games is how much they really play together. Like even if they don't touch the ball, they're still playing together in the trampolines. They're throwing the stoppers off. It's a huge mind game that comes into winning this game, and so once we learn to pay a lot of attention to that aspect and not just trying to see who can jump the freaking highest and dunk the hardest and stuff like that, then that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then Joe, like, what is your predictions for the team? You saw the Slashers, you saw your son playing with the Slashers last
Mm-hmm.
series, and what do you think the missing pieces are for the Slashers?
I don't think you have any missing pieces. Um, I think from what he just said, feeding off of last year should fuel your hunger. You know what I'm saying? And you should come back hungrier this year than what you were last year. Because you were learning and everything was new. But now that you know it, you should come back hungrier this year, and that should give you a better focus, where you're able to lock in. And some of those games that you made, that he was talking about that you guys lost and learned from, you don't have those losses. That you still end up winning those games because you're a little bit hungrier than what you was before. So that means you focus, you're a little more determined, and you're a little more. You're gonna do whatever it takes to get that win. The little mistakes that you made last year, you're not gonna make that mistake this year. Or something that happened last year, you're not gonna do the same thing this year, because you got that experience. But you got to keep that hunger.
Spot on, spot on. And
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna take this opportunity also to for Joe, like, to invite you also, like, so next series I hope you can come down and
No
and
question.
and talk to the just the whole group in training camp and camp, because like when it's time to play, like, yeah, we on different teams, it's time to
Hmm.
go, but when we are training, we're building a whole new sport, right?
Right.
When we're building this thing together. So, there's a sense of brotherhood there with all the teams, all the players. And
Hmm.
for someone like you to come in, Amir gets to have this, he has you on phone call. So he gets to get good information. Like you said, it really helped him when he was doing his attack. And you saw that change in him,
Right.
based off things. So it may be some things you could say to everybody as a group that will help them, to explore their talent a little
Hmm.
bit more. And the last thing I'll ask you is, just as a sport, like, um you know like we talked about earlier, was slam ball is not basketball, right? And it's its
Hmm.
own thing. There's one point in slam ball where we had an opportunity to either be more of the WWE of basketball, or be a real sport, slam ball, how it
Right.
is now.
Right.
In your opinion, what do you think the right place for slam ball is?
Slam ball. Slam ball. You shouldn't try to down yourself to, just to try to gain another fan or two at this time. It's something that's going to build and continue to grow. But just to say that, affiliate yourself, to be affiliated with the NBA, to downgrade yourself to a WWE affiliation type deal is not helping the brand. And like you say, if something, when like you say, training camp and all you guys come together, even though you're on separate teams, you're playing for this brand, and that's the brand of slam ball. And it's not basketball, like you said. It's not affiliated with the NBA. It's its own thing, its own commodity, its own brand. And what you guys are what you guys are doing every year in and year out is continue to build that brand. So slam ball is what it is, and slam ball should be what it is.
Awesome. I totally agree. Totally
I
agree.
mean,
And I always respect Mason for pulling the plug on this in order to make sure the vision was right.
right.
We took like a hard 5 years off, you know, because of this switch, and and here we are now. So and I give the floor to Amir at the end, man. It's a whole lot of information. I know I don't want to take too much of your time, but I want Amir to sign this out on like 2024 Slam Ball Series 7. Amir Smith is about to kill it. I know that. So let us know what's going on in your mind and what people need to look out for.
Give me something good, champ.
Like you said, Series 7 Slam Ball. That's the grand show. That's what we're all in tune for. But I got a lot going on for myself, so my social medias as well. Looking to be in a whole lot of places and a whole lot of scenes, making a whole lot of things happen, and just continuing to bring the people that I'm around together. And like I always tell people, change this world for the better. So stay tuned. Myself, my dad got a lot of great things going on, unbelievable things. And Stan, you already know, if you're watching this podcast, you know we moving in the right direction. So I appreciate all y'all for the time, and Stan for making this happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Joe, man, we appreciate you to coming in with us, man. And you got a great athlete, son. And I know that makes you so proud, man. Just to see,
sir.
Your kid out here. Now this guy is huge.
I know.
He always come to practice with no shirt on and stuff. He got muscles on the side of his body.
Hey, Fletch. Fletch. I don't know how many.
Yeah.